Good morning from Southern California and almost good evening from the fascinating and beautiful Village Neuf in Alsace, somewhere right on the border of France, Germany, and Switzerland. Today's show is about where the rubber hits the road. In today's world, we talk about innovation, survival, and thriving. And as you pull those ideas, those dreams in from the sky, you have to start making them practical and getting them into design and engineering. And so there is no better CAD out there for complex products than Catia. Yes, we're talking Catia with one of the all-time experts. Richard Frontera and I have known each other for the best part of 4 years, and he's one of a few Catia champions. In fact, memory serves me right, he was the first ever in Europe, and at that time, I believe probably the first in the world for about a 2 or 3 month period. Today, there's probably 130 around the world, so still not too many. He's been in the Catia world now for 20 years. He's covered aerospace and defense, transport and mobility, industrial equipment, companies like Alstom, Peugeot, Airbus, to name but three, and many, many more. Let's get the show on the road. Let's introduce you to Richard. Ready, set, go. That was we're back again. Oh, well, that video's welcome back, and hopefully welcome to Richard any second now as well. So I think we may be having a few technical difficulties. Richard, hello, sir. Bonjour, ça va?
Yes, quite well. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, doing real good. How is beautiful Alsace over there on the border?
Right now, sorry, it's raining. We are facing a storm.
Okay.
We just
been through the heat waves
5 minutes ago. But yeah, it's a nice place, and
it is.
Welcome everyone.
Welcome. Pleasure to have you on the show. So we're amongst the many languages that I know you speak. We're going to keep with English today, hopefully, for me, anyways.
Yes,
let's talk through being Catia subject matter expert. We're going to get back to that champion bit a little later because I can't resist asking you a few questions about that. But it's a pleasure. Tell us, what do you do?
Yeah, main aspect of my job nowadays and within the industry is really trying to bridge both business world and development team to ensure that both parties will understand each another. So you have to bridge them. And this is most often my main tasks, but also in parallel for sometimes setting up some prototypes, demonstrating and showcasing the real capabilities, and this live to make people be confident in the information you're providing.
Got it. So, I mean, I obviously understand the Catia design piece when you're a designer. What about when you're part of a big implementation of 3D experience, Catia? How does that differ? What do you do?
Here the same. You have to try to achieve the same, trying to bridge all the different people having to talk to each other, but you acting at a high level. So then you have to get in touch with peers with the same level of understanding and knowledge, but from different aspects. Enovia, Simulia, Demia, and so on and so forth. And then we'll have to interact together, to speak together in order to be able to come with the right solution, and this in order to set the best solution in place.
Got it. There's a lot of confusion about what a Catia SME does, because I mean a Catia SME on an implementation does carry a number of different titles, and I'm going to come back to one of them in a second. But how technically proficient have you had to become with the 3D Experience platform, or is it more process expertise that you bring to the table?
Yeah, here the same. It's all about trying to really to bridge everyone together, trying to think about the processes and to try to improve the quality, the overall quality of the different products, data, whatever which going to be produced. And then there's no. It's much more a functional architect, I would say, than a solution architect. You have to think about what would be the best solution, functionality, or approach to apply to answer the need you're facing.
Good. I think you've answered the question that I ask once and for all.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about a Catia solution architect, and there's a lot of people who say there's no such thing. And I think you've just confirmed that there is no such thing. It's more of a functional architect. It's more process orientated. As you say, it's bringing everyone together into that Catia core 3D experience. Okay.
Exactly. And this kind of role is pretty much important within a company because it's usually these persons who really comes with this knowledge, this technical background, who can say then, hey, while facing this problem or this problem, this might be the best solution to go to, have a look at it, and push to this direction.
Great. Good. So how involved do you get with some of the other solutions that come into the platform, Delmia, Innovia, Simulia, you mentioned?
Pretty much a lot, especially Catia. But I learned about Delmia also, and the most important is really to try to set a nice digital thread between all the different steps, between all the different tools or softwares which will be involved in the problem you're trying to solve. Yeah. And then the most important to keep in mind is really to be able to generate, to create the right information, the right data that can be consumed by the next party downstream in order to do what they have to do from their side. And same goes for everything.
Good, great. So take the clock back, maybe 20 years, maybe a little longer. How did you get into it all? What were the first steps you took to come in to be a Catia expert?
Oh gosh, such a long time. I did start as a simple draughtsman, and one day I had the chance to work for Peugeot for the migration between Catia V4 and Catia V5. Mm-hmm. Before this, I was a simple user with good ideas, with nice ideas, having to do the same task every day, which was boring, and came this project by Peugeot. And there we were provided machines with full licenses, open-minded persons, and I learned there a lot. And this is where I learned about the knowledge-based approach. And first thoughts, when I saw this, when and being in place, gosh, wow, this is astonishing. And this is the direction I want to go. And since then, I never gave up.
So what was the trigger? What got you passionate about it? What drove you along? I'm trying to understand, as you went through it, something made you say, I just want to go deeper and deeper and deeper. What was it?
It's my personal motivation, and curiousness, but as a simple draughtsman, you have to deal with the same tasks every day. It's pretty much time consuming, it's boring, it's annoying, whatever you want. And being able to get rid of these repetitive tasks is not only a wish, but nowadays I would say it's a must. Yeah. If something can be automated, if you can encapsulate a certain logic or a company know-how in some tools or functions, just do it. Take your time, do it. Okay, it's gonna take a bit time to develop it, but the time saved afterward, once in place, is just crazy.
Good. Alrighty, we're going to come back to kind of the advice you would give a little bit later on. But what do you think has been the most exciting implementation of Catia 3DX that you've been involved with, and why?
Oh, there's two, not only one. And I wouldn't speak only about Catia 3D experience, but also Catia V5. Yeah. So I have really two very good experiences, good memories while working by Peugeot on the Catia V4 to Catia V5 implementation phase. a migration, and also by Alstom GE when we moved from Catia V5 to 3D Experience. And there I learned a lot. So by Peugeot, for instance, I've been able to develop a generic template for the seats. They were moving from Catia V4 to Catia V5, no parameterization, fully parameterized. And the goal there was really to try to push Catia to its maximum, Catia V5, in order to take the best of it. And while by working with the seat business, we have been able to develop a generic template with everything inside: the skeleton, the main planes, axes, parameterization, and including also the kinematics. And this was applicable for
back in that time, pretty groundbreaking, a real sense of achievement, I'm guessing, from doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And same goes then while working on the 3D Experience implementation by GE. It was exactly the same, but there I also learned a lot about manufacturing. And it was really nice to be able to bridge both engineering and manufacturing world. I joined Alstom, first in new engineering, and after one and a half or 2 years, I moved to manufacturing. And I've been able to bridge then both worlds, which was really nice. One of my best memories.
Yeah. Interesting that you're making that link with manufacturing. I want to come back to that in just a second as well.
Yes.
So what about from a pure design perspective using Catia? What perhaps has been the design that you've been involved with that remains the fondest in your memory, do you think?
The best, I come back then to Alstom GE.
Okay.
By bridging both worlds. So when I did start working there, I did push the company quite a lot to this knowledge-based approach, and I proposed them to start developing a tool to design automatically the waters. So this was then agreed by the engineering department, but some people came and say, hey, we should keep out the steam pass because it's the most complicated aspect of it. And then a bit after, when I moved to manufacturing, I have been able to automate the steam pass in 2 months or 3 months' time, and this along with the CAM expert. So the CAM expert was used to feed me with all this CAM information. I was feeding them him with all this engineering information or capabilities, and by working together in 3 months' time, maximum, we have been able to set this up.
Good job. And what about from a Peugeot perspective? I know you mentioned them earlier. Any great experiences during that design?
Yeah, the same. I would come back to the seat. So there, I was responsible for many different businesses, internal parts, and mainly all this what was used to call the usine numérique ferrage, stamping, painting, welding. So both guys were used to say, no, we don't want V5. We stay stuck to V4. It's working. And the most motivated one was this team, internal parts, so the seats, and we then focused on them. We did work on the development of this generic tool, this generic model that could fulfill the need of any new seat development. So we worked together along with the business, and we did set this in place, and this not only from a pure Catia V5 perspective, but also from a VPM perspective. VPM V4 was in place. We took the best from V5. We have been able to save CAD products in VPM, which is normally not possible to, because there's this new distribution provided by Dassault, which enables this, and we have been able then to demonstrate live to everyone that yes, we can, and it works.
Great. So what's the kind of breadth of the products that you've been involved in over 20 years?
What do you mean exactly by that?
Well, so what range of products have you had to design using Catia?
A lot. I worked for the automotive company, for aviation industries, electrical products, what else? Also energy, so the steam turbines. And I think one of the most exciting one was really working on the steam turbines. because there it's all about long lead items, long lead products, which won't be replaced every year or whatever, like a smartphone or whatever. And you really learn a lot there because there's a lot of passionate people, but it's also, you learn a lot about how to make people willing to change and to move. It's a long-term approach because they are developing long lead products. Mindset is more or less the same.
Yeah. Mindset, getting people to change. It's a recurring issue. Absolutely it is. It's great. I want to go back to your claim to fame, the Catia champion. I'm sure you probably cringe at times when it's people expect too much of you. But what exactly is a Catia champion, and how did you achieve that?
A Catia champion, I would say it's someone knowledgeable for sure, but the technical aspect, I would say, is not the most important point, not the most important thing. It's good. It's a Catia champion or a champion, an Orbia champion or whatever will be always technically good, but it's someone who's really open-minded, who is willing to learn and willing to share. No one can be the best in everything, so there's always something new to learn and to get. And it's always very good also to be able to share your knowledge, to spread it out in order to help others to grow and to shine also. So
it's funny you mentioned open-minded on a number of times that I've known you, and I think you're right, it is open-minded, but it's actually a hunger for more knowledge. It's that constant hunger for more. It's never that, okay, I've got this, I know it all. It's that constantly, I don't know it all, I've got to learn more, I'm hungry to learn more, and it's constantly pushing yourself. I think open-mindedness is one description of it, but I actually think what I see in you is that hunger for constant, knowledge coming in, new ways of doing things.
Exactly. It's all about humility. No one is the best. You can be seen as number one or whatever, but there's always someone who's going to be better than you in certain aspects of our job or whatever. And it's quite normal. No one is God. You can't know everything. You can't be everywhere. You can't do everything. So you have to be open-minded. Don't come and say, hey, I'm the best. I don't like this. I don't like to be introduced also as the best of, because there's no best one. There's only good people. Yeah.
So how did they find you to be the Catia champion? I mean, there's a lot of Catia guys out there. How did they find you?
This came by luck, yes. So some years ago, I was very, very active because I was able to do so. Not much to do from our side, from personal perspective aspects. But I was quite good. I pushed companies quite a lot to their boundaries, to their limits, and I was always trying to learn new functionalities. This is how I became good. And on the other side, I was quite much involved in the SCUA, which is a Swiss Catia User Association. I have been able to join the French GFIC organization, which I had to leave after 1.5 years, unfortunately, because of some personal reasons. But I was really active. I was deputy there, and I was used to attend quite a lot of Swedish Experience forums. Swedish Experience forum to learn about the capabilities, and the SCUA and GFIC, for instance, to share and spread my knowledge as far as possible.
Yeah, and, I mean, your energy and your passion shines through, and you're just constantly looking for new ways. Always. I can see. Yeah, I get it. Understand. Good. So let's talk about the challenges of being a Catia SME. What are they?
Challenges is there's a couple of. So try to be always involved. Learn a lot about the technical aspects, and the main one is to be able, and as I said, to bridge all the different businesses you have to deal with. This is one of the main challenges, is really to try to spread out the right information to the right person at the right moment. So for this, you need to have the right information, means the technical background, the knowledge, and to be able to be involved with the right person in front of you, who can tell you, hey, we need this. Can you provide it to me? And then comes the answer from your side, yes, this way.
Yeah.
And these are really the main challenges. And there's one human. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say this seems to stand firm whether you're using the tool as a CATIA designer or whether you're helping to implement it using 3D Experience platform. You've constantly trying to deal with the right people, bridge the gaps, etc. It seems to be consistent.
Yeah, it's consistent. It's quite logical, I would say. There's a human aspect. People are very often reluctant to changes. So this is one of the main challenge nowadays, because the technical aspect, it's quite okay. It's not perfect. Nothing gonna be never perfect. But one of the main challenge is to be able to get in touch with the right person. Find the right person who is open-minded enough, willing to share his knowledge, and willing to collaborate.
Okay. Let me open up another can of worms, if I may. How much thought do you give to the buildability of the design as a CATIA?
Quite a lot. Here to answer this question, I would really like and love to come with an example. The example of the sniper. A sniper, to be good, to be able to hit the target in one shot, what does he have to do? He has to think about its environment, what's the context, how strong is the wind, what about the temperature, how far is my target, how quick is moving my target. And then only in a microsecond, you can shot your bullet and hit the target. People do only see the very last moment when you shot it, when it takes a lot of time and effort to really try to how can I say this, to encircle the situation, the context. Take your time, analyze the situation, and see what are the main boundaries and the main challenges you have to deal with. And then only you can come with a solution or potential solution to go to.
Yeah. Interesting. Patience is what I'm hearing consistently. You're right. No matter what expert it is in whatever industry, whether it's sport or whether it is industry, I mean, nobody just appears out of the blue, do they? I mean, they've been through years of painstaking mistakes, learnings, etc. as you go. And as you say, that sniper shot, they could have been sitting there or lying there more specifically for hours until that last second when they take the shot. So really good point. So how would you summarize the challenges? A lot of it seems to be less on the technical side, more on the people change, psychological side of things. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's really fair to say this. Usually, one very good example I can really provide. I spoke quickly about it while working for Peugeot. So the most reluctant people were people from stamping, painting, and welding. So the people really working down in the shop. And this human aspect becomes more and more important and challenging nowadays, because technically speaking, the tools, the softwares, or the systems we are working with are by far much better compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So this aspect becomes more and more important and more challenging.
Yep. So how do you overcome all of these challenges then? What's your kind of approach, your methodology, your strategy?
Again, the same. Be patient, remain calm. Try to approach things in a wise way, and really take your time to approach your problem and to solve it. And most important, try to have a proper professional network within your company. Try to learn about the right person to go to answer some very specific questions. And this is pretty much important. It takes time. It doesn't come in a second. So it's all about patience again, and trying to be open-minded. Go to others, speak with them, and then by time you will learn about the right person to go to in order to answer these challenges.
Great. So there's people coming out of education. They're entering the big wide world. They see all these stars and they see innovation and Elon Musk and all these kind of good things. What advice would you give to someone wanting to enter your world? What kind of steps should they take?
I said, be patient. Don't try to climb the ladder too quickly. Step after step, you're going to climb it. if you're willing to do so. If you want it, be passionate. And if someone wants to become a Catia champion or a Catia expert, don't hesitate to attend to forums, to talk to people, to learn about the capabilities, to learn how to learn about this, means how to acquire this knowledge, technical knowledge, and then how to implement it, to distribute it, to set it in place in your company. It takes really a lot of time. Be active, the forums. There's also this Catia community from Dassault. Don't hesitate to go there, ask your question, you'll get your answers.
Yeah.
So it's really all about human relationship, mainly, but also from your personality. Never stop trying to learn and move forward. I was used to for people trying to evolve, we used to come with 3 quotes, very nice ones. I have a dream. Yes, you can. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Summarizes really
just do it.
How to do it, how to achieve this. Never stop. If you fail, come back, do it again, but differently.
Yep. You know, the one that resonates with me is what you hear, you forget. What you see, you remember. What you do, you understand.
Yes.
You can't kind of watch somebody doing some press ups and get fit. You got to do it. You got to get in there. You got to make the mistakes. Do it the hard way. It's the only way. Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly.
Any big boo boos out there? Any big mistakes that you've been through that you might want to share? I'm sure
as for everyone, no one is perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes, for sure. No one is perfect.
But maybe you can share them with us.
Yes. I don't want to come with some samples or some examples there, but yes, I did. And for sure, as for everyone, I had to go through to deal with this. But always keep this in mind. Being successful is something really nice. Okay, but you don't learn much while being successful. You do learn way much more while failing, because you get these very first answers, which are the directions not to go, what not to do to be able to be successful. And then you learn a lot. Means you're acquiring experience, technical experiences, but also human experiences.
You bet. Okay, Rochelle, that's great. What's next for you? You've still got a big career ahead of you. What's next?
What's next? I don't really want to speak about the professional one, but much more the personal one.
Yeah,
I'm trying to set in place here in Alsace a 3D experience lab, a 3ds lab. I do live in Alsace. Alsace is the origin of many inventions and great companies like Alstom. Alstom came from the so-called SACM, Société Alsacienne de Construction Mécanique, which later on became Alstom Transport, the trains, with the TGV and what everybody knows. And I'm really trying to set this 3D experience lab in place here in order to make it shine again, but not from a pure mechanical aspect or industrial aspect, but also engineering, to bring this knowledge there. And this not only for our region, not only for Alsace or France, but also Germany and Switzerland. To embrace these 3 countries, because we are all used to interact together and to work together. And it makes fully sense.
You bet. Good. Richard, what a pleasure. I mean, just the energy, the passion. I could see why you're a Catia champion. I mean, I know what you're going to be doing in the short term, definitely, and hopefully long term. You got some big challenges ahead of you. Good luck to you. Best of luck. Thanks again for coming on the show. See you in the coming few days.
You're highly welcome, Andrew. And thanks for the invite.
Pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone, Richard Frontera, he really is an expert, and good luck to the people who are going to be working with him next. You want him on your side. He's a good man. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week ahead. It may be a couple of weeks when we get back into working in PLM. We got a lot more subjects to cover. Excited to get through those with you. Have a great week. See you next time.